Hey, welcome back to the Fan Forum. You got me, Mark, and I'm sure Hitch might be joining us real soon. First of all, I want to thank everybody for subscribing and encouraging if you haven't to do so right now. Also, I want you to go check out Hermdo's page. It's absolutely hilarious. He's been providing us some Red Wings, Tigers, Pistons, Lions analysis too. So please give him a like and a subscribe and a share and a love and just send him some money or do something. He's so nice. Just be nice to him. But I want to thank you guys for joining me this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever you decide to listen. We have been diligently trying to keep this channel alive during the off season. It's been pretty brutal trying to figure out what you guys want to listen to, but we found out that the 5 to 10 minute videos every day seem to be pretty good. So look for a lot of little videos to come out, but still look for this episode, hopefully once a week. That's my goal, at least, whether it's me and Hitch or me and myself or me and Hermdo. Also, we're looking forward to bringing Wayne back. And I also want to encourage everybody, listen, if you want to come on here, if you're a friend of ours or if you're somebody who just started listening and you've got an opinion, let us know. We'll definitely like to bring you on, especially if you have questions. We're trying to open this up to all things Detroit, anything you're a fan of. So with that being said, we'll get right into it. We've had, I would say, a roller coaster of sports emotions in this last month here in the city of Detroit. The Tigers started out so freaking hot. Really, the whole season before the All-Star break, the Tigers were super hot. And now we've got the All-Star break is complete. We're sitting here, I think, 6 or 7 games above Cleveland, and it just becomes evident to me that we missed the deadline. We missed the deadline big time. We needed some more bats. I don't really think I can sit here and say that the 5 arms we got suffice a winning all-star or a winning roster, right? It's just getting to the point, guys, where bringing in Kerry Carpenter to hit a home run isn't going to get you every game. So let me know what you think about that. The deadline continues to, I think, haunt a few of us Tigers fans. Not to say I was ready to give the farm up on Eugenio Suarez, but it's starting to look like we didn't get aggressive enough. But who knows? Maybe we play this small ball, this sparky ball, and that takes us to that next level. All right, well, with that being said, I think the Podfather's here and finally joining us, so we can finally talk some football. I just want to make sure you guys know that I've muted his camera, so until I decide, he can't talk.
What?
All right.
What's up?
Here he is. Here he is, the one, the only. He still continues to amaze me at how beautiful he is, no matter how long the day gets. So, Hitch, I was just going over a little Tigers baseball while you were setting up. I'm sure you heard me. If you didn't, who cares?
I heard you.
You can talk about it again.
I heard you.
Glad you're on.
Cheers, brother.
Glad you could join us.
Yeah, sorry. For me, at least, it was a little impromptu, so I'm scrambling a little, but I'm almost ready here.
Hey, no, it was impromptu for me, actually. Our dishwasher busted a couple days ago. The motor went out on it last week. As you know, we were trying to record. And after a couple days of going through the, do we fix it? Do we buy a new one? We bought a new one. I picked it up today and installed it. So Alicia took Jason to basketball, and I got it in a lot quicker than I thought. So hopefully it's on its test run right now. Hopefully my plumbing and electrical work did its job.
You know, dishwashers aren't like they used to be, where Fred Flintstone had to like get a bonus to buy one. They're a little more affordable and not so hard to install. At least that's my experience.
Well, they're throwaways now. Well, this one didn't come with a cord. It's ground. I had to wire it in, so
right.
A little different. But how you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. It's just been unprecedentedly busy. I know I say that every time I come on, but it's just been a crazy couple of months. But like, decent night. Got the fan on. Got the garage door open. Gonna have a pop. Talk some football with you. I mean, it can't suck, right?
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
What'd you think about that football?
You know, I paid pretty close attention to it, and the game was humming along until the elephant in the room happened, and I think that we got to talk about that. But before the injury and the coordinated effort to kind of end the game early happened, we'll get into all of that. I think that it was fun as preseason football can really be. We were winning for what it's worth, not much. And then I really took a few things away. I took away that Rock Ya-Sin playing safety, at least as of right now, looked okay. It's hard to say when you're playing practice squad against practice squad, basically. Tesla continues to look pretty good, but again, hard to evaluate. And, you want to call it real time because it is, but the level of competition isn't great. There's a lot to be happy about. The offensive line looked all right. They were opening up big holes. Hendon Hooker didn't look great by any means. That's it in a nutshell. What do you want to kind of expand on there?
No, I think you said it perfectly. Things I want to say, though, about Rock Ya-Sin and some of the guys that we brought in, yeah, they're going against practice squad level players, but look how they executed. He was just destroying and laying kids out like he was playing against high school players.
And he is a starter in the league, remember. I don't mean to cut you off, but he was a starter in the league. He's had some sustained starting roles for a couple different teams. So he is probably a step above your average practice squad player that we're seeing in these games. But anyways.
No, he is, but you think about it, Hitch, that's usually what we see. He's a starter in this league. He's got a recognizable name. He comes here for Detroit, and he looks like you or I when he put pads on, right? So we've seen that 1,000 times. So it's just nice that the 1-year contract guys that they continue to bring in continue to be, I think, the right guys. I think Grant Sneed looked the best. I was really impressed at the way he was hitting. He was playing like this was the championship game, and for him, maybe it is, right? He said he wanted to come in here and win, and I think that's exactly what he did. But when it comes to Hendon Hooker, though, this is what I will say this. You and I had a long conversation about him when he got drafted, and I tried to be like take the very just wait and see, you'll love it. All I have to say to that is,
that boy ain't right.
It's not good, Hitch. He looks awful. He looks scared. He looks like he's afraid. I know he doesn't like taking snaps under center, but come on, man, right? Like that just looked uncomfortable. Even when he was running, he's holding the ball out here.
Yeah.
Just,
the fumbles in the Atlanta game were more concerning to me. For some reason, I guess I felt more concerned about the fumbles than I did the interceptions. Preseason is exactly that. It's a joke. We'll talk about that later, but you're working on things that you're hopefully maybe thinking about trying to install. Some of it look mundane. Some of it, we're not talking about the trick circus plays that we saw all last year and some of the year before, but I'm not going to freak out about preseason, but the fumbles, because you're still getting hit relatively hard, obviously. The fumbles made me real nervous. He doesn't look comfortable, but I would have to go back. I'm not going to say that I've watched this game multiple times, but we would have to see who was on that offensive line. Quarterbacks obviously are better when they have time. I'm not saying that Hendon Hooker, what I think Hendon Hooker is doing for us is he's hurting his trade value, if that was ever a legitimate consideration. I know this, do we trade him or not, has been on the table for a while. I don't know if that's legit or not, but he's hurting that. And then it looks like we might be rolling into another competition for second stringer, which we all kind of thought would be over when we drafted Hendon Hooker, but it is what it is. It's a shame that he was a third round draft pick, but it is what it is. I'm not going to lose a ton of sleep over it. I just wish that overall our roster was in better shape for if Goff gets hurt. Knock on wood.
Well, I'm not going to lose sleep over it either. Considering Brad Holmes has hit on so many draft picks, year over year. He's bound to slow down and slip on one. And I give him some creative points, but at the end of the day, that clearly wasn't the right draft pick. I say we cut his ass. Kyle Allen seems to be like, to me, he looks like he did all the right things. He looked like a serviceable quarterback, a backup next to Goff. He looks a lot better than Tim Blau and David, what's his face?
David Blau and
you know,
Tim something, yeah.
Yeah, David Blau and Tim something, and Jeff Driscoll and Larry Peters and
I don't
Steve from down the street.
I don't think you cut him. He's still a rookie. You still have rookie control. The practice squad is what it is. Maybe you practice squad him. I don't think you totally give up on him unless someone wants to come in and trade him or trade for him. At this point, I think I would be okay with a 5th-round pick or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun in it. We're in a situation.
Dude, I think the only thing you're going to get traded for is you're going to maybe get like a bobblehead or something. Like, I don't see what you're going to get out of the guy.
This is a league where it's hard to find quarterback talent overall, and it's certainly hard to find starters. It's hard to find quality backups. And with his resume from Tennessee, his limited tape, if you will, mostly just preseason, I mean, somebody, if he was out there, somebody would trade for him. I don't know what it would be. It would be anywhere from a 5th to a couple of 7ths or 6th and a 7th. I don't know. But
I know a shitty ass team that would love to have him, and that is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams is still looking pretty
shaky,
pretty raw. Ben Johnson looks like he's a little nervous. He needs his boy Hendon back. I mean, come on, dude. Hendon Hooker in a Bears jersey. You're hearing it from me right now. First, dude, I don't even want anything for him. Just take him.
Who is their backup? I think it's Case Keenum, maybe? A name that's familiar to us.
That or a Heineke or a Tyler or a Taylor or a Tom or they're the Bears. Who cares? They suck.
Good.
Even Keenan Allen said, "Who wants to go play for that team?"
Good news is we have Jared Goff, and we don't have to freak the hell out about this unless he gets hurt. And the season's not here yet, dude. This preseason is a joke. We have time, but that pool is shallow. It always has been. I might get crucified for this down the line, but I feel like a competition between Allen and Hooker for backup, there are teams in the NFL that are in worse positions than we are with quarterback depth.
Watch Hendon Hooker not even be allowed to play in the next game or come into the stadium. They're going to punish him, man. He's going to be at Dan Campbell's new house cutting his grass with scissors.
Maybe.
But, dude, you know what I was really excited about, though? Isaac Tesla and Jordan Meeks, which is Zadarius Smith's nephew.
Yep.
Gave him a big shout-out on Instagram. Saw big hands, big body, strong, blocking. That wide receiver room depth is not even a worry. I feel like if Brad Holmes loves to do anything, it's just draft wide receivers, something Matt Millen could never do.
He tried.
But big standout there. A big standout on the run defense too, Hitch.
Yep.
I saw that stuck out like a sore thumb to me. And again, the caveat of preseason, I know, but I saw guys not missing their assignment, guys doing what they're supposed to do, guys playing through the tackle, playing through the whistle. I saw a well-coached team, and I saw competitions in camp boiling over to the field, which that's not always the statement that we could say in the past, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years. So
yes, that
this looks like an exciting team.
Oh, for sure, dude. I mean, we have a new OC and a new DC and a new draft class and new free agents, and there's a measure of uncertainty across the board per se, but your nucleus is intact. Your players on the field and that nucleus is intact, and free agency and draft made that better. I think it would be foolhardy to think that we'll pick up right where we left off with this offense. I don't want to say that we're stripping down, starting over, and installing a new offense, but actually we are. We don't know what this is really going to look like until Green Bay. So
I think it's going to be a little bit more polished, man. Dude, I can't say better things about Jamison Williams right now. I feel like the world has completely forgot about all of our weapons, and I love it.
Yeah.
Right? Sam Laporta was on the sideline giving an interview, and I'm like, what a nerd. I'm like, oh wait, that's Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Like,
He looks like
and
he
it's
looks
just
like
like
everybody's like uncle, just the dorky guy at the family party.
yeah. And it just got me thinking, man. This is going to be really cool to see them all out there, to see all the boys back in blue, and yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm still not a fan of 3 preseason games. I think it's an absolute waste of time,
4.
waste of money, and waste of talent.
4 for us, I believe, with the Hall of Fame game. That makes 4.
If you want to call it that.
I think, I want to echo your sentiments on Tesla, and then we can talk about the injury and the way the game ended. But, Tesla has intangibles, and he graded out awesome, and that doesn't always translate to on the field. And again, they're playing against guys that aren't going to make teams, that are going to make teams for depth. But what I see here is separation. Just because these opposing corners and safeties might not be the starters, they still are athletes. They still run fast. Some of them ran fast 40s. A lot of them had good combines. They're still world-class athletes in some regard. And what I'm looking at is the separation, the tracking of the ball, and the ability to catch the ball, right?
Yeah, not drop it.
Yeah, and the separation is impressive. We know Tesla's fast, but all these other cats are fast too. So you look at it for what it is, the separation, the route tree, the handwork, the footwork, how crisp he's running, how they're utilizing him, and it's telling. I think that, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say we found the outside Z for St. Brown, but we found a weapon, I think, and time will tell. But everything thus far is checking out.
He perfectly said it, man. I'm going to go ahead and say we found that guy. I really am. Khalif Raymond, watch out. You're back on punt return and kick return duties. Tim Patrick, buddy, when we do call on you, you better not drop that ball because there is competition in that room right now.
Tim Patrick said it. I think it went a little viral from other sources here, but he said it in a press conference. He said, we improved the wide receiver room, and he said, what am I going to be, the number 4? He said, you put me on the number 4 corner or a linebacker, and he's like, I'm going to win that almost every time. My job here is easy. So a little bit of hubris, a little bit of hyperbole, but I like it at this stage of the game, and it's not wrong. If Tim Patrick is like, your number 4, you're in pretty good shape.
Well, what was in pretty good shape, too, was the pass rush. Everything was flat in that Hall of Fame game, but Muhammad picked up right exactly where he left off. Excuse me. And then, dude, you saw Tyleik Williams show up.
That was cool. That was cool to see.
Wasn't that nice?
Of course, just like everybody else watching that game, you're keying on him, and he absorbed a couple double teams. He wreaked some havoc. He didn't look like a boy playing with men. He looked like a professional football player. Not to be too hyperbolic or get ahead of myself, but he looked all right, dude. He looked real good.
He looked NFL ready.
Yeah, and him with DJ Reader, Hutchinson, it's gonna be all right, man. Stay healthy. Stay healthy.
There was another guy that really impressed me, Nate Lynn. He had a sack, albeit with Muhammad. Him and really they were the 2 big standouts, right, for me on the stat sheet. Apparently he's been tearing it up at camp. Undrafted gentleman. Does
he have Detroit ties or anything that gives him a reason that we went after him?
That we love him? No, there really isn't much to him. There is no career. He played at William and St. Mary.
D2, I think.
Yeah, this is his 2nd year in the league. Just maybe a nice standout. I don't know. Let's see.
At this point,
played 5 seasons. What did he do in 2022?
2022. So he was a rookie in 22.
Played 5 seasons at William and Mary, totaling 192 tackles, 40 tackles for a loss, 28 sacks, 12 forced fumbles. He left William Mary ranked first in career forced fumbles, second in career sacks, and third in career tackles. So he's a peel back and go get him kind of fella from the edge,
Okay.
which I'll take as much as we can possibly get on
For
that.
sure.
And it really was just the excitement and the competition. It just shows me that this team is continuing to be coached at a premier level.
Yeah, and in no small part, they're auditioning for other teams as well. They get practice squatted, they have to clear whatever. But, we get into a situation down the line where we have some injuries, which is inevitable. And if they're on someone else's practice squad and we want to go get them because you kind of know what you're going to get. That's what I like about the preseason. It gives these kids opportunities to maybe make it, to go play somewhere else if that's what it is, but you develop some familiarity with these guys that you might need down the line. It's not a complete waste of time, but it's close.
Well, speaking of that, and speaking of kids, I know you've had a lovely summer. What is your camping count up to right now?
Well, my wife and daughter did a no dads allowed kind of thing last weekend, so I was able to kind of chill at home and get some stuff done and relax. It hasn't been as overwhelming as one might think. We've had a lot of reasons that we couldn't go out of town this summer, but I think 4 with maybe 2 more scheduled. So not.
Well, the reason I'm asking because Tate Ratledge seems like he's a camping kind of fella, right? Now, can you not tell me that you're going to pull up next to your site and you look over and you got the mullet flying down, he's covered in tats, he's got a cut-off sleeveless shirt on, short shorts and cowboy boots, and he just says, "What's up?"
Yeah, dude, I've been in that situation before, and sometimes we wind up requesting to move, and sometimes we become like best friends. I think it might be able to go either way.
I'm telling you, dude, if you can get next to Tate Ratledge at a campsite, call me. I will be there. Because Frank Ragnow was our avid fisherman, right? He was our wrangler, our outdoorsman. And I feel like Tate Ratledge has to be that guy. He has to hunt. He's got to fish. He's got to camp. He just looks like the prototypical mid-Michigan kind of fella.
Yep.
And I'm so excited to see him play this
Absolutely.
year, Hitch. I really am.
Absolutely. And he played a little bit the other night, right?
He did.
I can't
He did.
necessarily say that I keyed in on him, but I know he played. And
couple pancake blocks. He looked same thing with Tyleek. He scored out to okay. You did everything I thought you'd
passed
do.
the eye test.
Take him out now.
Yeah.
Right, pass the eye test. So there was a lot of positivity. Now, unfortunately, there was a negative part of the game. But the Maurice Norris, he took a very unfortunate hit to the head.
Yeah.
Kind of scared everybody because the first thing that you saw was a pan to every player, and you saw crying, you saw raw emotion, but they wouldn't show you the replay.
Yeah.
And you're going, okay, was it that bad?
Have you seen it since? I've seen it since.
I have.
Yeah,
I've seen it a few times.
You don't want
and
to show that on TV if you don't have to.
No.
I mean, I understand.
No, it's more after the hit. I think that was the worst part, was how his body folded up.
Yeah,
and
the posturing with the fingers and like the Tua posture, if you will. And then did you actually see, I saw it on TikTok, he had a seizure. I think that's what they wouldn't show, is he was actively convulsing. I don't know how long it lasted for. Everything I've seen from other sources says that, albeit not good, what happened to him is very normal, quote unquote, normal and germane to what happens in a car accident or big fast trauma. Every nerve fired. He had a seizure. It's terribly unfortunate. I don't want to make it sound like it's not. But it seems like he's going to make a full recovery. But again, though, let's go there. I don't blame them in saying enough is enough. Let's snap this ball. Let's huddle up and let's just be done here. It doesn't matter who wins and loses preseason games. You want to get in, you want to get out, you want to be healthy. They lost that opportunity and they said enough is enough. And I fully support it.
And I would say to you,
That is correct.
I think I sent this to you and I copy and pasted it and sent it to a few of my other buddies, and this is just another straw that's this close to this preseason just not ever happening again. I think they'll finish out what's scheduled for this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they play at a little bit of a different pace and tempo. And it's just not, this game is so violent. And we've said it before, statistically, somebody gets injured in one form or another on every play. I know you want these guys to make a team. You want to be able to showcase them. You want to put them through paces of your system and your scheme. But at what point do you let them play the game in shorts and shoulder pads? At what point do you cancel it all together? It's just so unfortunate when you see guys go down in general, but when you see them going down in a game.
Well, and why 3? Why does it have to be 3, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 4, clearly. So why does it have to be 3? Why can't it be 2? And why can't you just make it, you can still schedule it over 4 weeks, but go every other,
Yeah.
right? So you're still seeing football.
Yeah.
But or play do like half a game. I don't fucking know.
Start earlier, space it out. I don't know the answer, but the answer might simply be no preseason. Maybe you finally nix the preseason altogether, expand the roster, add another game. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but these games are trash anyways.
I don't either. I agree. Well, either way. Dude, let's switch it up real quick. I had something prepared for your return.
Oh boy,
I want to play it. All right. I had to. This is a welcoming back episode, man.
Yeah.
You are our Mr. Cotter. We are the Sweat Hogs. I'm Barbarino, clearly.
Is that the Italian thing you got going on there?
Yeah, it's the Italian thing.
Not to profile, but
yeah, it's all right. You can profile all you want.
Stopping and frisking.
Stopping and frisking. No, but it's nice to have you back on, dude. We're getting ready for a real football season. I sent this podcast, the last couple of little clips that Hermdo and I have put out, to a few friends that I know listen to our first couple episodes. And I'm like, listen, you need to hear the new stuff, right? You need to see the 4K, the new sound. Yep. It's a little bit more lively. We found our groove. So I want to make sure everybody knows that last season was our first season on YouTube, but this is going to be like a real big kickoff season for like live streaming and bringing guests on and way more fan interaction, dude. I get so much action on TikTok with people commenting and talking shit that I want to bring that over to this platform as well.
Yeah, yeah, dude. And you know what? I say it every time that I dip back in, but you guys are doing awesome. Herman is a fantastic addition with what he brings.
Sure is.
I keep going back to it, but Bobby did a great job. Real natural flow. You can tell you guys are great friends. You just played off each other awesome. I would love to get on here with Bobby one day. I think we could have some good hockey talk, some good football talk. And it's not that I don't want to be on here, man. I miss it, and I miss doing it on a regular schedule, but I really, really appreciate you guys moving forward, holding it down, waiting for me, working with my crazy schedule.
This man has no dick.
We're all busy, dude. I hate when someone says, "Oh, I'm so busy," because we're all busy. But I've had some reasons that I can't get on here, and I'm grateful that you guys just keep moving it forward, making it better. It's different. It's different every week. Different in the way that it improves every week. It's just been awesome getting on here with you guys. It's been fun watching what you're doing in my absence. It's just been fun. Fun is the best way to put it.
Well, I know that, so you can't talk about it. I've let the listeners know that most of your time has spent at Guantanamo Bay, and that you also were in a bass contest, and you were a bass pro master now. So I think Bob actually bought that you were at a bass tournament.
I could see that.
It's been
I could see that being borderline believable, honestly.
Yeah, that's believable. The Guantanamo Bay, not so much.
Well,
but
Bob remembers.
It is fun,
remembers
though.
me from 04 and my activism and my BS and whatever you want to call it. There was a point in time where that wasn't too far from the truth, maybe.
That you wouldn't have been knocking on Gitmo's door.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's really been a learning experience too for me, because I'm still figuring this shit out, and I've had a lot of help from the doctor and the do. I want to give them a big shout out. They're on all of our lives. They're literally the first to like all of our TikToks. I've convinced the dude that he is a Bears fan, and now he's firing back at me that I'm a Cowboys fan, which
Yuck.
I can get into on our next live about my past love for the early 90s Cowboys.
I mean,
now, granted, I was 6.
Yeah, you can't get judged before you really are old enough to know better. And they had a marketable team, right?
They did.
I mean, I know dudes that were all in on Brett Favre, and it's like, what are you doing? We live in the heart of Detroit. Like, what are you doing? But you're a kid. You don't know better till you do, and you live and you learn. And I'm not going to crucify you for, God damn it, especially if you love another or a different NFC team. I'm never going to understand it, but when you're young enough to not know better, I can't really crucify you for that.
Well, I think you got pretty upset at the doc. I mean, he's a Buccaneers fan. Die hard.
Well, yeah, but what is the guy, like 40 or 50 years old? He's had enough time to learn that you don't go outside of the NFC. And if you got to pick another team, it better be in the NFC, or I'm sorry, the AFC. And if they play against the Lions, you better hope that they get stomped into the ground. But yeah, once you reach your adulthood, your manhood, whatever you want to call it, there is no excuse. But when you're little and you're impressionable and you're susceptible to marketing, I understand that, especially if you don't have someone to introduce you early into the fandom of your local teams. But how old is Doc?
He's our age. Literally the same age as you and I.
Yeah, so there's no excuse for him if he's still repping Tampa Bay. I understand repping Tampa Bay when he was a younger, impressionable youth, but come on. You got...
Repping it is an understatement. He lives and dies by the Buccaneers.
Dude, we all liked Warwick Dunn. I still like Warwick Dunn. We all like Derek Brooks. I still like Derek Brooks. John Lynch is one of my favorite actual athletes of all time. But the problem here is that they're not the Lions, and that they're in this. They were, for a time period, in our division. You just can't. I can't back that once you know better. Once you know better,
That's
it's
fair.
a choice.
That's fair. And to his credit, though, and you'll hear his story once he finally comes on, and you'll maybe have a little compassion. I don't know.
Doubt it.
I doubt it, too. You're pretty rough around the edges these days.
I doubt it.
So what are you thinking about Tigers baseball? Are you worried? Are you freaking out? Are you telling me to calm down?
You know, I'm certainly not freaking out. I think I saw this morning our lead in the division is down to like 5 or 5.5 games. And there was a point there where it looked like we were running away with it for a while. But before the break, obviously it got rough. It's a long season. Teams get hot. Teams get cold. I'm happy to see that they're back to winning more games than they're losing. I would have thought they would have added a bat at the deadline, but they didn't. But they certainly made their rotation better. Bottom of that starting rotation and bullpen and the depth for the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's statistically possible that they don't make the playoffs, but what they're doing via all this back end depth is getting ready for the playoffs. And I would have liked to see them add a bat, but I'm glad if it wasn't there that they didn't reach or overspend or do anything stupid. Or we still have the deepest pipeline, I believe, in all of MLB. And you know what? You're not going to win them all. They're back to winning. Kerry Carpenter is healthy and looking like an animal. That's the nicest surprise after the break.
That's the surprise right there, is the Kerry Carpenter. That had me just going,
Whoa!
Yeah, I don't think we're surprised that Carpenter is good, but he came back, he's healthy, and he's playing phenomenal.
he's ripping the fuck cover off the ball. His bat flip was just like next level Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's hitting mid to high 300s since he's been back. I think he's ripped 5 home runs in like a 10-game stretch. He's playing lights out, man, and defensively too. So I think we're all right. We still got.
I think we're all right too.
5-game lead.
We do have a 5-game lead. It just scares me because, you know, as Tigers fans, I was watching the 06 when Maglio hits that walk-off, right? We've had some guaranteed money teams, and this is a little different, right? These teams that we saw last year and this year, they're more it's a constructed team of youth and strategy.
Strategy.
So trusting the process, right? I guess is what you're going to tell me.
We have the best skip that we've had in a long time since Leland, obviously.
Yep.
McKinstry made the All-Star team for a reason. It's not a fluke for McKinstry. McKinstry is that guy that we needed in this lineup. Carpenter, good. Green, good. Striking out a lot, but still, elite.
Striking out a lot, yeah. Hermdo did a nice little breakdown, too, of how Javi Baez was getting a little swing happy. Really, the whole team was chasing bad pitches. But
you do that when you're coming out of a slump. You're trying to make something happen. And Javi is Javi again. I mean,
Javi.
It's nice to see Javi healthy. I think we realize how bad that hip was and whatever else was nagging him. It's nice to see what he can do fully healthy. It's just been a ton of fun to watch, if nothing else.
Well, what are your predictions so far? What are you thinking? How far do you think the Tigers are going to take it?
I think we make the playoffs. I think we win the division. I think that we compete throughout. I mean, if we get out of the first, we compete in the second. I think we're going to be a hard win. I'm not going to guarantee a pennant. I'm not going to guarantee a World Series appearance. We're a well-constructed team with a good skipper and a good plan and a couple of real hard outs. And every round that we make it to, we're not going to be a cakewalk.
Well said. I think that's going to be that's a stand side take on that one, Hitch. Not a World Series roster, but then again, like I just said, every World Series roster we had, it was a complete and utter disappointment the way it ended. So maybe we can be a Kansas City Royals team where we're a nasty, scrappy, feisty, hard pitching, rough bullpen to get through. I'm staying on the positive train right now. I don't think there's any other place to be. But
well, you have the reigning Cy Young winner, and this is probably your last few games with him. Playoffs not. Whatever happens, I don't think Scooble's back. So let's go in here with the best pitcher in the game. Let's go in here with the new this fresh strategy. As long as everybody contributes, we might be all right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And then we've got the Pistons and we've got the Red Wings. We're still far out from that season. Hermdo's been throwing out some ideas for some saviors to save Stevie Y's job. Personally, I think it's a wrap. I think he's done. I think this is his last season. I think it's going to be another one of those similar to the Tigers. We start out hot, we fizzle out, we can't make it, we get knocked out in the first round, and they're calling for his head before the playoffs even start.
Well, I'll tell you what, with that attitude, you're not going to get very far.
That's very true. You're right about that.
I think I'm a pragmatist or a realist, but the Yzer plan we all knew was going to take time. Did we think it was going to take this much time? No. But did we get better this year? Yes. Does he draft wise? Yes. Do we have a pipeline? We do. It's been.
God, you're big on the pipeline.
For these sports, besides for football, these seasons are so goddamn long. And you got to have the pipeline in these leagues that are set up for developmental leagues. You have to have the pipeline, A, to get better and be sustainable, and B, to make a move if you want to make a move, right? So you give Yzerman another year, another two, depending on what happens this year. I'm for it, Hopefully we've been so close for 2 years, just right there, so damn close within games of the playoffs, and let's have a full year with this new coaching regime. Let's have a full year with this new goalie and the couple of free agents they brought in, and the season's not there yet, dude. We still have time. Maybe he'll do something, maybe he won't, but I think we're better than we were last year. So let's not count the chickens before they hatch.
No, that's true. That's true.
I
think you're going to make it to any games this year, buddy?
Yeah, I can almost guarantee I'll go to at least one, probably two. Anything over that would be a much welcome bonus. I'm definitely going to take Maggie to one. She's got the little hockey itch. My buddy Bob and I usually go to the Grateful Dead night.
Oh yeah, you went last year, didn't you?
Last year actually was the first year in a minute that we didn't go. I've been to.
Oh, that was 2 years.
I've been to 2 or 3 in a row up until this year. Last year, I think I went to 2 games with Bob. a game or two with my brother. I think I went to 4 games last year. I would be happy. 4, 5, 6 games this year would be great. I always flirt with buying the 2 seats for a 10 game, splitting them up a little bit, but I'm happy with 4 or 5 games would be great.
Well, I'd like to go to some games. I'd like to sit right on the ice, though. I'm a seat snob, and it's been a while since I've been to a hockey game.
See, I'm not a seat snob. If I'm in the building, if I can hear the music, if I can see the Jumbotron, if I can have a overpriced beer and a nasty hot dog, I'm happy.
You just want to be close to the door so you can go out and smoke.
See, that's one thing, dude. I don't like to drink a lot at games because you just end up spending a bunch of money and half the time in the bathroom. And contrary to popular belief, I can go a long time without a smoke. So I like to, if I
that's
go,
true.
I like to be present.
But you can't go a long time without going to the bathroom. We've got proof of that on this podcast.
This is true, and that's why I don't like to crush the beers. Not only because they're $16 and get warm and nasty, but it's I didn't pay to get in there to pee and watch it on TV. I can do that at home.
We need a Hitch's urinal cam next time you podcast live and you switch over to that. We go right live to the urinal and keep you
What
running.
did I say last time? You said you got a urinal. I think I said it resembles a urinal or something.
Something like that. I got to look back on that episode because it was filled with quotant quotables, as I'd like to call them.
There you go, Alex.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Alex, we have some Jeopardy sound effects too.
Nice.
Dude, I went wild with these sound effects. There's this website where you can download every sound that ever was known to mankind. So I'm going to work all these strange sound effects.
I love the soundboard. I love all the production. There's no such thing as overproduced, in my opinion.
Well, then you can hear this.
O'Doyle rule!
Nice.
Does not O'Doyle rule?
O'Doyle ruled till they didn't. Watch out for those
Yeah, that's
banana
true.
peels.
Did you watch Happy Gilmore too?
Oh, I did. Yeah. I don't think it's a hot take, but first 3/4 of that movie was very well done. It was an appropriate homage, and then the last quarter got very currently, contemporary Adam Sandler-ish. I think
It got weird at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, we'll just say it. You were a lot nicer than I was.
Yeah.
Nostalgic and funny in the first half, strange and weird and boring and confusing in the second half. You could have just ended it right there. Once you hit all the cameos.
Most of the
But to
cameos were
me-
good, I think. Most of them were, not all of them, but it was appropriately done and fun to watch until it wasn't.
Well, something that I think has been done probably with an A+ grade is the new King of the Hill. If you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend you check that out.
I haven't.
It's on Hulu?
I haven't. It's on my list, but it's one of those things where I want to wait until I can sit down, lights off, really give it my full attention. So it might be a minute, but it's on my list.
Take your time. Just know he spent the last 20 years in Saudi Arabia getting them set up with propane.
That's where the oil is, right?
Dude, Mike Judge is just so smart, and he just goes to show and remind you of how smart and funny he is throughout this whole episode.
That's awesome.
For even the first episode, he nails it.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm only 3-4 episodes in. Basically, it's like it didn't even miss a beat, my
I
man.
kind of expected that out of that crew, and I'm happy to hear it, and I'll get to it. I really want to get to it, but wait till the time is right.
Well, speaking of the time, I got me a hard stop, and
right.
I know we're getting rolling, so we'll do our nice, day crescendo down into the next 5 to 10 minutes. I wanted to give some shout outs. So big shout out to Hermdo, big shout out to your brother, big shout out to everybody that has been liking and subscribing. We're up to 160 now.
Nice, man.
Our goal is to be 500 by the end of the Lions season, which I think is very obtainable. We're still getting a ton of new people that aren't subscribing. So if you're 43 minutes and 54 seconds into this, hit that button. I want to give you another shout out.
Shout out to my homeboy, O.J. Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby.
Yep. So big shout out to O.J. Simpson. Keep up the good work, baby.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't know. What do you
That's
got?
about it, dude. Perfect timing because my phone's blown up. I'm getting work calls, so I don't have much else to say besides thank you guys for keeping this going. We'll see what game 3 of this dumb preseason looks like. We have a lot of reason to be optimistic, a little reason for concern, but I'm excited as ever, man.
Yeah, me too, man. We're going to be playing the Dolphins. I think that's Alan Alda's favorite team. He is alive. I'm sorry. He did not pass away.
Yeah, that was a scare.
I don't know where I read that
scared
from.
me.
I thought he was living in a different universe that day. But I do want to go on topic or on record and state I've only watched 2 episodes of MASH. It's not overrated, and I just said that because I found the right opportune time to just poke you.
It worked. It
So,
worked. I don't want to end this abruptly. If you want to monologue for a minute, go right ahead. But I got a call I have to take for a quick second here.
I am so scared.
So you choose.
All right.
You choose.
All right, I'm out. One Pride. Hitch is taking his pants off.
Peace
Good night.
out.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.